here's a breakdown of all different features of Where Winds Meet, so you won't get overwhelmed when you play it for the first time. We'll start from top to bottom in the menus tabs. This is your mode switch. This little hat guy right here. Solo mode is where everything from mini stories to the main plot of the game to the little side quests, this is where solo mode is done. You can do it with friends, but by and large, everything you do in the solo world will, will affect how you do multiplayer. In between single player and multiplayer is co-op mode. Now, co-op mode is where you can join a friend's world, they can join your world, and you can go around and play mini games, kill monsters, gather things to maybe level up or just chill out together. The only difference is that all the world bosses, that being the bosses on the map with the big red mark, they have their level scaled to the highest player. So because I'm level 95, if I were to join a level 30 player, the boss will be at a level 95 difficulty. The same happens if a player, if they join my world, or if I join theirs. Beyond that, enemy camps, outposts, dungeons, they are all flat. They are based on the host itself. So in the example, if I were to join a level 35 player's world, all the enemies would be downscaled to level 35 except the boss themselves. That's in between. You can simply think of co-op mode as a more open world exploration without any of the main storyline involved. Online mode is the multiplayer aspect. Everything from mini games to clubs to random activities sparse throughout the game. This is your classic MMO experience. Now, most of what you do in the multiplayer is translated over from solo play. What does this mean? This means that if you haven't unlocked regions in single player, or haven't unlocked certain campaigns, or mini games, or even certain stories and to get abilities and talents, they will not carry over to online mode. That's why it is important to do everything in solo mode and do as much as you can before going straight to online mode, like unlocking areas of the map, progressing far enough into story, or even learning certain abilities and talents. Warrior's Journey is generally a checklist of all the different menus of the game, your different currencies, things you can do. Don't worry about that, it's not essential. In solo mode, you have different tiers of leveling up. This not only ups the boss difficulty, but also the loot difficulty and the quality of the gear you can obtain. You can see that currently the highest breakthrough is level 14. 15 is going to be unlocking within 20 days of this recording. It is very important that the moment you level up and hit the breakthrough status, you immediately go into the breakthrough menu and level up. This is because if you don't break through, all of the XP that you get will be capped and reduced. And also you won't get access to really powerful gear. For example, you get level 41 gear at breakthrough level 5. Level 6 gets you to 51. Then 7, 8, you can see the various tiers here. 56, 61, more 61, 71, 71. By and large, you will need to break through every 5 levels, or between every 5 to 10 levels. As complicated as this HUD menu is, there is a chaotic order to this. This little bird thing, it's just your guide. It gives you basic information on how to do everything in the game. Summoning mounts, walking, fighting, general tips and Q&As. This is your mail for all the different things you might get. This is your time. If you ever played Witcher 3 or Kingdom Come Deliverance, you can set the time to anything you want in the day, to any time or point in the day, and it will automatically change to it. be aware that certain quests and events in the world will not happen 24/7. You have to either swap to nighttime or daytime in order for certain NPCs to appear. Below that, your G-pose menu, or your photo mode. Here is your emotes. I don't know what it is on the console, but in mouse and keyboard, it's F2 for emotes and to do any fun social things with other NPCs or players. Questionnaire is a feedback form. This is your general settings, and down here is your bug report. Now for all these different menus. This is your bag. Your bag is divided into your gear, which is your armor, your weapons. Quick tools, which is your potions, your oils, and some additional extra items. Your medicine is what you use to heal yourself, like the Estus Flask from Dark Souls. You can craft medicine. Okay, you can craft medicine using this stamina bar over the top of your head, and down here it will show you how you can make these and how you can make the medicine by gathering these certain things. Divine Craft, these are your oils. One sets them on fire, one douses them in water, one hits them with poison. You can go around the world and you'll find it naturally. If you pick a plant, there's a chance that it will get you it, or if you go up to a campfire and steal stuff, you'll find us naturally in the world. You don't have to worry about it. Special items, these are all for utility, these are little quirk stuff for entertainment purposes. Your gear is just whatever you have on hand, be it from killing monsters, doing sword trials, clearing outposts. Those are ranked based on your mastery, or aka your item level. Think of it like this is their gearing system. All this is just your materia melding and RNG. You don't have to care about that until you reach a higher level. For now, all you want to know is blue is the lowest quality, purple is the mid-tier quality, and golden is the highest tier. You ideally want to get the highest tier, which is gold. Here is a bunch of all your common items, your development items that you use to level up your skills and all your abilities. Special items here in quests. Quest items you may use for trading or fulfilling stories with NPCs. Trading is just using the player market, not important. Your money bag is all of your currency. The money that you use, as well as the various currencies that you get from doing things across the game. Fourfold coin is earned from doing your bounties, tracking down players and killing people as a mercenary system. Harmony charm is what you use for when you are chilling with people, battle royale stuff, practice, but the most important stuff is your jadefish, your river jade, your echo jade, and your battle pass tokens. Jadefish are like your tomestones in FF14. You will always you can only get a certain amount every week. Only about 23k. You use that to buy martial art tips, your gear, to improve your gear at its highest level. This means that the faster you break through, the faster you can use your jadefish to get more powerful gear. River Jade is what you use if you're a newcomer. There are tons of gear in the season catch-up shop. This is an alternative means of tomestones. You can use this to get tons of money, get all the materials, to upgrade your mystic skills, your weapon arts, even get gear at a lower level if you find yourself wanting. Battle Pass tokens are used in the Battle Pass shop. Every week it restocks. This gets you things like, again, retuning your gear, upgrade materials to boost your mystic skills, materials to also upgrade your weapons, and also a bunch of other things. How do you know where the Battle Pass is? This is your battle pass in the battle pass menu. It looks daunting, but all you have to do is just pop in every time you see a red dot trigger, and you just claim it. It gets you a ton of rewards, and you just claim everything, and there's no reason not to do that. You can see it here in the battle pass menu. You get the tokens, and then you use it to go upgrade more things. Last but not least, Echo Jade. There is a gacha system in the game. Echo Jade is often what you use to buy the materials, the banners to do the pools. In the Solemn Echo, you see you can use Echo Jade to buy it, right? But oftentimes you can also use it to buy things from different merchants, or you might use it to do special things like re-gearing, or even just committing certain, not illegal acts, but special high tier actions in the game, like buying secret items, buying manuals, and whatnot. Development, we'll touch on that in a second. Appearance, it's just how you look in game. Your armor does not translate over to your appearance. This is inherently its own transmog thing. So you can see here, I've got all the different banners and appearances. On your appearance, you have to find different items, be it from the shop, doing stuff in the world, or just getting lucky in a loot crate. Profession, these are the healer traits. If you walk, the healer and the scholar traits, if you walk around the world, you will see that occasionally you may have what's called Gift of Gab events, and you have what's called healer events. You'll notice them with a quest icon or like a gourd, and like a speech bubble. The only reason you want to level these up is because as a healer, the higher your level, the better the medicine you can make. If you're a scholar, you can actually make things like scrolls and enchantments to buff you for a certain amount of time. There is no crafting profession in this game. Anyone can be a crafter, and anyone can make these foods and medicines. Speaking of foods, you can also craft in this game, and you can craft things like food to heal yourself outside of combat, but also get food to give you buffs. You can explore this at your own time, much like the potion brewing. All these items are listed down below, and they will tell you where to get them. You might have to buy some, you might have to physically kill a monster to grab it. Shop in-game currency. Shop in-game currency. You can get all the appearances using echo beads, monthly funds, your offers, yada yada yada. Events is where you might get special items based on events that are happening all throughout the not just the campaign or the main storyline, but also just throughout the world in general. All you have to do is just go in. If you see anything with a red dot, just claim it and cycle through it. I like to do this every day, so you just get free stuff. That's literally all you have to do. Don't get overwhelmed by it, you just get free stuff. Draw your gacha. Battle Pass, I've covered that before. Your journal. Now this is the most confusing thing about it. When you click the journal option in the game, it is not the same as the quest button. The quest button gives you all the immediate quests that you can do. This could be your things you have in progress in the game, your main storyline, any of the lost chapters, encounters, exploration. These are all in the quest tab. The journal tab is a manual. It is your guide to show you everything you can do in a region, right? In this case, in Qinghao, you have all the things like in the campaign, the Jianghu Legacy, which are your mini stories. Tales and Echoes are just little lore facts. Sentient Beings, your encyclopedia. Wandering Tales is again more side quests. Outposts are the dungeons that are spread out around the map. They are marked with a red sign. Here, this red tower. World bosses are all the different bosses around. I'm not going to go into that. Find them at your own peril. They're on the world with a red mask on the map. Compendium, again, is all full of historic little history lesson and like little tidbits for everyone who cares about this kind of thing. Wandering Paths is your duty finder in FF. This can be things like outposts together, campaign challenges, bosses, Hero's Realm, which is your Savage Raid, Sword Trial, which is your Extreme. I'm using FF terms because that is the difficulty level. A Sword Trial is like an Extreme. Hero's Realm is like your Savage. You have casual co-op where you can play board games, you can go to spas, you can go dancing, you can play mahjong. Typing Mausoleum is your training. You can go in, no cost, to just train and practice builds and just get better at your gameplay and your combat abilities. Trials are special achievements like no hit lists, going for special traits, achieving special, killing a boss in a certain amount of time, that sort of thing. If you want to try it, it's there for you. Bounties, like I said, are typically used for players calling hits on other players, or a system for marking players. This is PvP. Arena is also PvP. If you don't feel like you want to play PvP, don't touch any of this. Seasons are generally the like the battle pass, but they are the patch, the current period of the game. Currently the Seek Within season is from April to July. There is a season shop for you to do, but much like the events tab, if you see a red check mark or if you see a red blip looking like this, just go through and look for it and claim whatever you want. Spotlight is just for photo mode and uploading to the gallery. Social is all your connections, your friend network. You can have partners, you can date people, you can have discipleships, you can form guilds, like this tab right here. Sects are like your grand company or not their free company, your grand company, your allegiance in World of Warcraft and FF14. You might get daily tasks to do, you might get different ways to level up, and they're all used for cosmetic stuff and buying different items and things like that. They are the factions, like your Maelstrom, your Twin Adder, your Brass Blades, kind of a deal. Or no, the Immortal Flames in FF. Now we go back to development. Okay? Development in your game consists of 5 different aspects. Your martial arts, aka the weapons that you are using. Your inner ways. These are the different abilities that you have to buff your weapons. Your mystic skills. Your gear, as I mentioned. And your enhancements. Everything else is secondary. The arsenal that you have, the divine craft, these are all secondary things. You'll gradually figure them out as you play the game. Your martial arts is just your weapons. The higher the level, the more damage you deal. If you mouse over every weapon, it will show you how it works, what buttons you use, and the various buffs that the weapon skills bring. Think of these like your built-in Ash of War or your weapon arts from Elden Ring, right? You can find materials to upgrade them. These can be found all across the map, but oftentimes, just by exploring, you will find them, or just by using the Jade Fish and the Battle Pass tokens, you will get these materials, and you should always upgrade them whenever you see or have the chance to do so. You can always have two. So in this case for me, I'm running the Strat Sword and the Phalanx Bane Blade. This is what's called a hybrid build. Again, these labels next to melee DPS, they just tell you the different kind of builds that are, like your fending, scouting, healing, aiming in FF. You don't have to worry about that unless you're really wanting to max out your damage. Inner Ways, they are your talismans in Elden Ring. You can only get 4 at a time, and you can always customize them or get as many of them as you see fit. Some of these, you may have to run around the world to obtain, or you'll naturally get some of them by progressing through the main story. Mystic skills are like your spells. Even though they are not connected to your weapons, it is still very important to get as many of these mystic skills as you can. Not only will they help you in PvP, but they will help you in multiplayer and also for exploring, right? These puzzle ones that you see here, Tai Chi, Meridian Touch, Celestial Seas, and Cloud Steps, and Contortion, they are a factor in exploring the open world parts of the game. You may have to freeze an NPC, steal something from an NPC who's not looking, or use Tai Chi to throw monsters, or Cloud Steps to stomp on a creature. It's very important, in my opinion, that you try and look for them as soon as possible. There are guides on the internet that will tell you how to get each and every mystic skill. I would personally try and get every one of them, because you can store up to 8 mystic skills in your hotbar, and they all have their different uses, right? From dodging, to spewing fire, to breaking out of a chain combo, to even stuff like getting to a frog, or just an extra source of attack. You can upgrade those using, again, the iron and the plants that you get naturally by moving around. You'll also naturally get some mystic skills that are passive, like guard counters, assassinations, wind sense. You get that naturally from exploring. Same goes with your movement, right? Running on walls, flying, jumping, all of this. Last but not least, we need to address talents. These are your passive skills. Okay? It is vital to get as many of these as possible. The more you level up and you do open world exploration, you will naturally get more talent points, and you can get this from doing anything. Finding chests, healing people, killing mobs, and getting their loot. You will get this, and you should use those talents to buff as many of this as possible, because you'll have more slots to get your mystic skills. You'll also boost your inherent stats, your crit rates, your physical attack, and get some cool perks like recovering or second life and whatnot. Moving back to gear, we've already touched over the gear system, right? You want golden gear first, then purple, then blue. This enhanced tab is where you're upgrading your natural stats. Every time you level up, you will get a damage boost and better gear, better armor, but this is where you upgrade your natural stats, your minimum attack, your HP, your damage reduction. The more you sink money into this and resources, the higher level you get. Again, you can see where to get all of this gear. Spend it frivolously, because it's just the best way to get your damage numbers up and to be more tanky. Finally, there is one last thing that you may not notice on your first playthrough. So every time you're walking around, you'll naturally see little birds, little things with the wing icon. Those are often used at what's called a oddities vendor. You see them on the map with this little melody section here. Okay? Why is this important? It's important because when you find these little oddities and turn them in to the collector, they will naturally boost your base stats, like your max HP, your physical attack, your your stamina, your defense. You also learn different skills, and you also get buffs when facing bosses on the world map. The reason why it's important to get all of these skills and to fill out your oddity collection is because everything you do with this in single player, it translates over to multiplayer. Not just in PvP, but your Hero's Realm, your Sword Trials, your co-op. All of that you do here translates over to multiplayer. That is why it is not only recommended but encouraged to just walk around the map, try and collect stuff, do as much as you can. Everything that you get from single player translates over to multiplayer. So by extension, the more stuff you do just from exploring will help you in multiplayer. And yes, you can focus on doing the main storyline. But even the skills and the abilities that you get in single player exploration will directly make your your main story experience even better. And even makes the fights more interesting, and also makes you more powerful in fighting the bosses. That's all I really have to say. Thank you all for listening to me yap. Now get out of here.